And Warren concludes this episode with highlights from TalkBack.
We continue now with our theme of highlights from TalkBack. This is installment 22. In our last week's installment, which was installment 21, we looked at the left-right swipe. Today we'll be looking at the opposite of that, and that would be the right-left scrub movement. By default, the left-right scrub movement was to scroll backwards. Now today, however, doing the opposite of that would be to scroll forward. For today's demonstration, I'll be using my Pixel 5a running Android 12 and TalkBack 12.1. For speech services, I am utilizing the Hannah voice from the Sarah Proc group. Since this phone supports that multi-finger gestures, I will now tap with 3 fingers to activate the TalkBack menu. I will now tap to bring up my TalkBack menu.
TalkBack menu, navigation, and list.
I am now in the TalkBack menu. The item that I'm looking for here in my TalkBack menu is the second to the last item that says TalkBack settings, just above the text-to-speech settings. I'll scroll down, find and tap on TalkBack settings.
TalkBack settings. TalkBack settings. Navigate up button, out of list.
There is the TalkBack settings. The item I'm after here in the TalkBack settings will be the customized gestures. I will now put my 2 fingers down in the middle of the phone and glide my 2 fingers upward, which scrolls down the page, and I'll find and tap on customized gestures.
Showing items 4 to 15 of 15. Customized gestures.
Here is my customized gestures. I'll tap here to activate it.
Customized gestures. Navigate up button, out of list.
We are now on the customization page. In other words, we are on the gesture customization page. The heading that we're looking at is the 1 finger back and forth movement. I'll find that heading and look at the items that we've seen so far under that heading.
Showing items 5 to 15 of 54. 1 finger back and forth, heading.
Here is the 1 finger back and forth heading. And the items that we've looked at so far under this heading are the following.
Swipe up then down, previous reading control.
Next.
Swipe down then up, next reading control.
And the one we looked at last week in installment 21 was
Swipe left then right, show custom actions.
And that's the one that I customized mine to show the custom actions, but by default, that would be to scroll backward. The opposite of that is the one below that, and that would be the right-left movement, and that scrolls us forward.
Swipe right then left, scroll forward.
So in other words, what this gesture does is that if I swipe right and left, it should scroll me forward by skipping over a bunch of items. So in other words, if you're having difficulty putting your 2 fingers down and scrolling or gliding your fingers upwards to scroll down, then you could use this gesture to scroll forward. And by the way, as always, you can always change this if you have difficulty utilizing this particular movement. I will swipe right and then left to show you what I'm talking about and see how it jumps over a bunch of stuff. I'll now do that right-left swipe movement.
Swipe up then right, open TalkBack menu, showing items 15 to 25 of 54.
I'll do that one more time.
Double tap and hold with 2 fingers, start or end selection mode, showing items 25 to 34 of 54.
As you can see, whenever I do that, it scrolls me forward and jumps over a bunch of items. That is how you go about using that right-left swipe movement to scroll forward. And again, you can always change this to whatever gesture it is that you prefer. In other words, if you prefer to triple tap with 2 fingers to scroll forward, you can actually go in there and do that. And that's the beauty of Android. And that is your right-left scrub movement to scroll forward.